junk food. We're here for lots of reasons. Partly, it's 10 years since I released my first book, and I've released a new edition of it. I've also done a new book of material called Fuel for a Shoe. These pictures behind me are the covers of the books. But we're also here to raise money for charity. Hello and welcome to the Poetry Cafe. This is me, Shayeti. I'm doing another one of my shows. I've got a special guest, so just watch and you'll see. Yes. This is called Exit Pursued by a Yeti. It's inspired by the whole Exit Pursued by a Bear from Shakespeare. It's about as close as I get to being highfalutin. Exit pursued by a Yeti, exit pursued by a bear. Not a pleasant one neither, but one with bad teeth and no hair. Exit pursued by a mongoose, all moody with mad staring eyes. One you'd not trust with your granny, one who tells huge whopping lies. Exit pursued by a kitten, soft and furry but sharp as cut glass. Being chased by a three-legged camel who does tricks for the tourists who pass. Exit pursued by prized rhubarb and a coating of lightly fried cheese. Pursued by a troll in an igloo who resides in my neighbour's deep freeze. Exit pursued by a wombat, but a small one that bats at both sides. Nearly squashed by a chain-smoking cyclops and a knife-wielding pack of girl guides. Yet pursued, never-endingly hounded by odd beasts who might eat you for lunch. It is nice to be loved so unwanted, but not when fame comes with a crunch. Exit pursued by a Yeti, exit pursued by a bear, exit pursued by a mongoose from its sinister underground lair. Exit pursued by a kitten, one with no love for its mother. Lock them all in a cupboard together, and with luck they might kill one another. The vampire cows of Scunthorpe. The vampire cows of Scunthorpe hang from the rafters in their herds. The vampire cows of Scunthorpe nest in the trees just like the birds. Do be careful should you see them as they digest the meadow flora. Their moves are music to the ears and have a slight hypnotic aura. They may appear to be quite calm and yes, quite utterly content, but then their tails begin to swish, yet no one knows quite what is meant. Should you see a cow with fangs, it's just better to retreat, because they're often known to pounce to suck the toenails from your feet. The vampire cows of Scunthorpe are a quite eccentric group. The vampire cows of Scunthorpe clearly love the chance to swoop. High in the hedges chomping grass, they don't enjoy to chew the cud. They grow impatient for a victim, for what they really want is blood. They make do with fish and chips, but that can only last so long, as they stalk folk in the fields, giving out a subtle pong. Should you see a cow with wings, then I'd hop on the nearest bike. I would pedal really fast, because your soft neck is what they'd like. The vampire cows of Scunthorpe, they all dress a little strange. The vampire cows of Scunthorpe are undead and smell of mange. Well, they all look a tad demented when you see them on the town, for you know they read your mind and they intend to track you down. But they'd love to drain your veins, and one night they may well dare. But until that fateful evening they will just smile at you and stare. Should you see a cow with claws and she is knocking at your door, you'd be a fool to let her in, for she's a fan of blood and gore. The vampire cows of Scunthorpe tiptoe nimbly on your roof. The vampire cows of Scunthorpe leave their hoof marks there as proof. Hear them holler down your chimney, calling things that make you gasp. They don't want to bring you presents, they just want you in their grasp. You must learn to never listen to the evil things they coo. Just pretend you cannot hear their dark, sadistic, undead moo. Should you see a cow who's crazy, oh do make sure you stay awake. Just saunter slyly by their side, then go and steak yourself some steak. This is called Glue to Mend a Broken Heart. I've put here to be read slightly melodramatically, or maybe not. I'll see what happens. Give me sympathy and sanity, a glass of Chardonnay. Let me sit and think about the times you let me have my way. Let me contemplate about those nights you promised to be mine, before our love grew complicated, before it died upon the vine. Give me reason to think fondly of that foolish, wasteful year, or shall I wipe it from my mind and let it quickly disappear? Give me glue to mend my broken heart. Leave me lonely, please don't speak. Give me words on which to rest my head to cling to when I'm weak. Give me solace, give me silence, give me whiskey, serve it neat. Loving you is an experience I would rather not repeat. Except, you know, I'm really lying, and if the chance would come again, oh, I would put up with the torment and forget you caused me pain. Give me reason to think kindly, not remember all the lies. I should have kept my love on ice, I should have been more worldly wise. Give me glue to mend my broken heart. Seems for now there is no feeling. My poor heart remains too numb and doesn't yet feel like it's healing. Give me passion, give me violence, give me vodka on the rocks. Then set free my love for you that is as strong as any ox. So you feel nothing for me now, and our relationship is strained. You cannot keep a love like that, so meanly trapped, truly contained. Give me reason not to hate you for all the mind games that you played. Make it clear you didn't want me and don't regret you never stayed. Give me glue to mend my broken heart, and I shall repair it piece by piece. But why now do I feel so bitter? Now I'm offered a sweet release. Thank you. This one is called I Am the Germs. Hello, remember me? I'm the germs in your nice cup of coffee sister sneezed in when she came out for tea. I've passed around half of your family, now they all are acquainted with me. I'm the germs that caused Tommy to hack so. I'm the germs made your eyes badly stream. I've spread around most of old Chelsea, an epidemic in Surrey East Cheam. I'm the germs who caused Granny to snuff it. I'm the germs who caused Auntie to croak. A pest and a nuisance, it's certain, but I tell you, you know, it's no joke. I am germs, and I am quite damn unhealthy. I am germs, yes, you see that it's true. I am germs, catching germs, multiplying. I am germs, even we catch the flu. Full of germs, but don't be concerned. Now, full of germs, do not worry your head. If I go and as sick as this morning, I'm a germ, and quite soon I'll be dead. Yes. I'm a germ, and I'll make one last effort. I'm a germ, and I'll spread on to you. It's just something that's really a must now. I'm a germ if it's the last thing I do. I need you to pass on my illness. I need you before I pop off. Don't hold it against me, these symptoms. I'm a germ. Au revoir. One last cough.
Okay, I got a piece specially for here, and it's called The History of the World as I See It, which has got nothing to do with anything, really. See what you think. In silent desperation he sits. In desolation he tries to pit his wits against the fates, but only silence in silence waits. The clock strikes 5, but what is time? We hear his cries, oh, all was mine, and in those bitter tears of waste he tastes defeat, which tastes somewhat like whiskey sour. The clock strikes yet another hour, but what is time? If time be all, when will it call us to account? And will it mount us on the moving hands and shackle us with minute bands of steel? But what is time? And is time real? He opens yet another seal and pours another hour of scotch. And time becomes a time to watch the man disintegrate. In the beginning, it is said, there was light. It had once been dark, so light was all right. The Creator opened up a plot, put man in and called it Adam's lot. But would you believe that Adam and Eve ate from the forbidden tree in order to see what it was like to be free? Well, they did, and God got rid, and her with child, in fact with twins. I guess that's the price we paid for our sins. 5 loaves and 2 fish, I wish it could feed you all, he said, as he and his disciples finished off the 3rd loaf of bread. 5,000 were fed, I only counted 58. History does have a tendency to exaggerate. Now, Nefertiti, who in the back streets of Cairo was known as a bit of a sweetie, knew that Tutankhamun, although still very young, would nevertheless die very soon. So she persuaded him to build a triangular tomb, where he could spend eternity in a 3-sided room. And what about Cleopatra's asp, which was made of silver and gold, but in reality was a poisonous steak, which Cleopatra would take almost everywhere, even to bed, or so Mark Antony said. But moving on as history must, we leave the Egyptian sand and the dust and head for the 7 hills of Rome, where a man called Nero had made it his home. Originally from Pisa, Nero made it to Caesar. But his head wasn't right, he just wanted to light fires and play terrible tunes on musical lyres. And eventually the people got tired and willed him killed. Now, Had he been in possession of a golden fleece, which we shall find very soon as we head off to Greece, things might not have turned out so bad. But he wasn't. How sad. Back to Greece and the fleece and Jason, the Argonaut, who had recently docked in an ancient Greek port. He had forswore the dockside bars and the boys and the girls and focused on looking for that sheep's coat of curls. He found it soon draped over the branch of a tree which, just by chance, grew on a cliff by the sea. But the fleece turned out to be a manky old coat and hardly worth his while to go sailing his boat in search of this wonderful prize which just turned into lies. One sunrise, I met Kubla Khan, who did, so I ran. And here we take a break from history and make some tea. A tea for time, and time transcends that demarcation line between here and death, where seconds hold your final breath, and in 2 minutes, more or less, we could tell it all. Of how time folds into clocks and places and lines those faces on the walls of Wales. Time blows the sails that power the mills and spills its precious hours into the fragrant flowers that blossom and bloom, and time is doom. The empty room at the end of days, it pays no heed, but feeds on fear. The hands of time tick somewhere near to you. Oh, I could spit, because now I have to go back in time a bit. Salome of the Seven Veils, who was born in Cardiff, southern Wales, danced for me in the Western Gales and lay with me upon my bed. And then she tried to chop off my head. Of course I left her, I'd be dead. And a woman some time ago cut off all my hair. It was so not fair. I awoke quite bald, with no hair there. It was almost all that I could bear. Another piece of history I thought I'd share. I can't forget the animals of the present and past, for like us they last. Those cats that growl and wolves that howl, the dinosaurs and pets in stores, the bats and rats at Norway, and the pachyderms with trunks that sway. And don't forget the Yeti, you bet he's going to be there with its piercing blue eyes and his all-over fur. If you should see one, be silent, beware, for Yetis are becoming exceedingly rare. This nature of ours grows like wildflowers and waits in the strangest of places, like mice in suitcases, packed ready for the day when time takes them away. And in history we should speak of the greats like Alfred Hitchcock and Norman Bates, Doris Day, Fay Ray and Gene Kelly, and Melly, Stan and Hilda, Bob the Builder, Becca the Wrecker and Desmond Decker, the 3 Degrees, Nora Batty's Knees, and all of those stars in Newman's cars. I see inside the book that hides the page that we act in role upon life's stage, and read the words set down within like Jimmy Cliff and Vera Lynn, and I sing in perfect harmony with my convoluted history. Oops, I nearly forgot about automobiles. Those machines that stink and run on wheels, made of wood or iron. Maybe the tyres of rubber would be good, but I do like the MG and the Model T, and of course, let's not forget the horse. Nay, you say. I say, why not? I like horses a lot, and pigs and sows and sailing dhows, ships with sterns and prows, yachts that race at cows, ploughing up fields with ploughs, and aeroplanes up in the air. Tell me, what the hell keeps them up there? And finally, we come to the CDs, MP3s, DVDs, the radio and the TV. Have you ever done anything for you? Because they done bugger all for me. They're just things that were made to confuse, to pass on tainted views and news, things that abuse the already abused, owned by turds that spread the words across this planet, even as far as the island of Thanet. It seems that history does not go away. It's here to stay. It comes back to haunt us each and every day. Thank you. That's about the longest one I've ever done. And I don't really know what started that off. It's certainly not history.
It's called John, I'm Only Rhyming. John, I'm only rhyming. I can hear some people tut. They don't want our twisted lyrics. I think they're going off their nut. Why do they have to be so boring? Who says it's them that sets the rules? It's like there are poetry headmasters and we're enrolled within their schools. I'm not averse to teaching rhymes if what I'm writing doesn't fit. They're all so stuck in their own ways, I think they must have shares in Prit. Oh, John, I'm only rhyming. Now, I don't mean to impose, but ain't it best to be free-thinking, just write down whatever flows? John, I'm only rhyming. Well, I see it as a gift. While some other people grumble, I really think they're pretty miffed. I cannot fathom why they worry, why they make their weak protest. Do they really think they're better? Do they really think they're blessed? That's the sort of attitude that makes folk think we're high and mighty. We want them reading us at breakfast over croissants in their 90s. Oh, John, I'm only rhyming. Yes, we should stand up. We should start our own campaign. Let us stand up for the rhymers. We're really going to make it plain. John, I'm only rhyming. Am I not a proper poet? Do I have to be pretentious? Have I failed? Heck, did I blow it? Do I really have to mean it? Do I really get more, do I need to get more tougher? Do I have to fight the good fight? Do I really have to suffer? Yes, the most eccentric stanzas into poems should be smuggled. I simply want to play with words. The English language should be juggled. Oh, John, I'm only rhyming. Don't you agree? It's quite beguiling. I only want to make them chuckle. I simply want to keep folks smiling. John, I'm only rhyming, and it's what I'll keep on doing. I'll let the academics scowl. Oh, let them say we've gone to ruin. Yes, let them claim we're an abhorrence. Let them give us a bad name. Why would we ever want to be like them? Why would we want to be the same? They're like the bullies in the schoolyard. Well, let them bugger off, go hang. We will do just as we please. Let's form some crazy rhymes gang. Oh, John, I'm only rhyming. Let's flaunt our lyrical defiance and keep on doing as we do. You know, it's hardly rocket science. Think. It's a situation I find where sometimes I've met other poets who have kind of said, oh, you shouldn't write this, or you shouldn't write that, you should. Whereas I just said, well, just write what you want to write. And John thinks very much the same as I do, is like, just have fun with it.